Hello, it's Miss Pam here, and I am a mindfulness teacher with the organization Reset Mind Body. And I was lucky enough to be at Riley School for the first 10 weeks of the year before we were sadly interrupted with the COVID experience and schools had to close. So I missed my last class with the kids, and I've been sharing some yoga videos because I also teach yoga. But I was asked to share mindful moments or mindful Mondays with Riley's Facebook page. And so today is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. I'm not sure if you'll be checking in with your Google Classroom or the school's Facebook page, but I am here. And this is my friend Medi Teddy, who also is going to have a mindful moment with us today. So let's just recall, mindfulness is paying attention in the present moment. Mindfulness is paying attention on purpose to what's going on around us moment to moment. And instead of being distracted or multitasking, it's really choosing to notice moment to moment what is true. What are we feeling in our body? What are we noticing outside of our body in terms of what's going on, using our five senses, the sense of sight to notice different things we can see and really enjoy taking in some pretty sights, or just the curious, interesting things that we can see around us. What do we hear? The different sounds. Can we pay attention on purpose to sounds and notice sounds that we perhaps haven't noticed because we weren't choosing to pay attention on purpose to sounds? I've been noticing a lot of bird song in these last few weeks. It's springtime and the birds are really chirping away. This is my kitty, Bella. So what do we see? What do we hear? What can we smell? What do we notice when we are paying attention on purpose to the sense of smell? It could be the freshness of the air outside on a sunny spring day. The air can smell really fresh. We can notice what is cooking in the kitchen, and then notice what we feel in our belly. Maybe that brings up a sense of hunger and you notice you're hungry, or maybe the smells just bring up some really warm, sweet memories for you. And then so what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we're tasting, so then what do we notice when we're eating our food, or when we're having a snack, or just what the taste is in our mouth in the moment. And then finally, what we touch with our hands, the softness of our pets, really being present and noticing the softness, or noticing, the fabric on our skin. What can we pay attention to and notice moment to moment with touch? So paying attention, and then in this intentional paying attention, we want to notice things, and we want to be gentle and kind, compassionate, tender. No judgment. So there's no judgment in mindfulness. Okay. So if you recall, we practice just beginning by sitting in our mountain position. So you could be sitting in a chair. You could actually be standing tall in mountain, or sitting crisscross like so. And we can say a little rhyme if you like to. One hand, two hands, put them in your lap, sitting like a mountain with a long, tall back. All right? En español decimos manos arriba, manos abajo, juntos en el regazo. Y bueno, so sitting up tall, this actually tells our brain, it gives our brain the message that we're choosing to pay attention right now, and we are alert, and we're focusing that attention on whatever it is we're choosing to, right? So let's choose to pay attention right now and notice how we feel. How are you feeling right now in your body, in your mind, and in your heart? So take a pause and just check in. What do you notice in your physical body? Notice temperature, tightness, openness, softness. And whatever you notice is perfect, is okay. And then what do you notice in your heart? Are there any emotions present? Are you feeling anything in this moment? Maybe happiness or excitement about practicing, seeing my face on the video. Or maybe you're feeling a little bit lonely because we've been away from school and our friends for so long. So just notice what you're feeling in your heart, and then notice your mind. Are you quiet in the mind? Have there been lots of thoughts going on right now? Focused? And just checking in. How you doing? And know for yourself, okay? And remember we had that number line. You can check in terms of a number line, 10 being awesome, -10 being really terrible, not good at all. Sometimes we might feel on that negative end of the number line when we're really sick. I hope that you guys have been healthy and no one has gotten the flu. And if you or anyone you've known has had the flu, I really hope that you and your loved ones have been able to recover, okay, and be well again. So you could rank how you're feeling on that number line from +10 down to -10. Or you can just notice, like, I feel pretty good right now, or I feel so-so in my body, my heart, and my mind. It's really for you to just pause and check in. And I really love that practice, if you guys remember. I love it because it's just really raising our awareness of how are we doing moment to moment. When we remember to check in, how do I feel in my body right now? Is there a message my body has for me? How do I feel emotionally right now? Is anything feeling really wonderful? Am I feeling content, calm? And then how about my mind? Okay, great. And then let's take a pause and listen to sounds. So I'm going to just sit with you and notice the sounds around you in this present moment. So sounds at home. Maybe you notice other people moving around in the house. Maybe there's sounds going on outside your house right now. Maybe there's a television on, or maybe it's quiet. So what do you notice right now? Mindfully listening to sounds on purpose. And then I'm going to ring the chime. And I'm not there to see if you're raising your hand, but sometimes we choose to raise our hand when we don't hear the sound anymore. So let's anchor our attention. Our attention is going to be focused now on the sound of the chime. Notice how you feel, just pausing and listening to sounds. And then listening to the chime. I hope that brought back a nice feeling inside, a nice memory for you. And then let's just finish our practice today with some mindful breathing. And if you recall, when we're focusing our attention on breath, we want to find an anchor or a support for our focus. So where you feel your breath the most would be your anchor. I always pay attention to my belly, my breath moving in my belly. I feel the expansion, and as I exhale, I feel a softening. So some people notice their breath most in their belly. Some people notice their breath most in their chest. Some people just at the base of their nose. So wherever you are most aware of the feeling of your breath, of the sensation of breath in your body, that would be your anchor point. That would be where you want to bring your attention back to when you notice it's drifted away. Okay? So anytime we get lost in thought, we want to come back to that anchor. The anchor holds us in place. All right? And then as we our breathing for just a couple minutes together. Oh, here's another cat. I have 3 cats, by the way. This is Mavis, and she's a sweet one. Okay, so we're going to share some mindful breaths together. So when you get distracted by thought, come back to that anchor. The anchor holds our attention, and we're going to get distracted because that's what our mind does. It likes to think and pull us off of focus, all right? But holding our attention to that anchor helps us with our focus and concentration. And it also helps us to just feel a sense of calm in our mind and our body for just a couple minutes. So as we are practicing together, following our breath, besides paying attention to our anchor spot, wherever that might be for you, we can also just choose to use our flower hands, or take 5, breathing in, breathing out. So that might be your anchor, the focus of attention on your hands, moving with the breath. All right? So those are our choices, just sitting quietly, paying attention to our anchor spot in the belly, where we feel our breath the most, or if you prefer to use the practice of flower hands or take 5, that also, this is another anchor for our attention. And let's practice together now for just a few moments. Choose your favorite practice, and we'll begin right now. 2 minutes. Breathing in, and I bring my finger up and exhale, trace it back down. Breathing in, tracing my finger up, exhaling, tracing back down. Breathing in, breathing out. Flower hands. Breathing in, I open my flower. Breathing out, I close. Breathing in, my flower, my fingers open. Breathing out, they close. Remember, if you get distracted by thoughts, just come on back to your anchor of attention when you notice that you've been distracted. And as you're ready, returning to my voice. That was our practice for today. So we remembered the definition of mindfulness. We paused to check in with how we're feeling in our body, heart, and mind right now. And then we listened to sounds. We remembered and talked about the anchor. And we did some breathing together. Notice how you feel right now in your body, your heart, and your mind. Notice how just taking a few minutes to pause and focus on our breath or focus on the sounds around us has made you feel. I hope you feel good, and I hope you enjoyed getting back to practice. And I'll be back next Monday for another mindful moment. Until then, practice. Take a couple minutes throughout your day, or at different points of the day, or at every day, different moments to pay attention. How does my body feel right now? My heart, my mind. How does my breath feel? Let's take a few mindful breaths in this moment at some point in your day. Or listen to sounds on purpose. And I, Medi Teddy, And my kitty over here, thank you for joining and practicing together. Be well. Take good care.